Party X up in this bitch. And you already know what I'm on. I'm with my boy Pork Chop.
What's good?
Yeah, and he helped me optimize my skill fucking tree. If you look at this screenshot here, this is the old screenshot that I have for my Gym Legionnaire. Of course, the quality is not up to par, but I had this shit. I had the spec right here. All of this up to here. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even get up to halfway. I got to halfway up the tree, but I wasn't up there towards the real fucking shit is at. And this is my skill tree now. Thanks to my nigga Pork Chop. He helped me optimize this shit. And honestly, I had a lot of shit that wasn't expedient. It wasn't necessary. Yes, I had this right here. And their reasoning was, why did you say to take off a two-handed damage?
It's just not as good for the lightning damage you gain on the other side of the tree. I mean, I don't think it scales as much. Increased damage. You're focused on the lightning ailment, right? So you can actually scale your base lightning damage. So the flat increase there, I don't think is strong. I mean, I could be wrong, but it seems like it's better.
He's being fucking what's the word? Humble. But yeah, bro. But after I expect out of this shit, bro, I didn't see a fall off of damage. Actually, I seen a major increase in. I truly believe this is why you should always ask for help. There's no point. There's no point to struggle where it's not necessary. Of course, I embraced the struggle, but that's because that was what I was going for a content standpoint. Gambling, breaking builds, failing 100 times in the Trials of Chaos, shit like that. It was fun. But now it's actually time to lock in. Nothing's wrong with having fun or creating content for, comedic reasons. But it's time to actually lock in because the content is getting harder and harder and harder. Yes, most of the skill points now are streamlined. It's optimized. I still have the speed. I still have my adrenaline rush. I still have my bonus attributes. But this time we're actually going all in on not just shock, but electrocute. And what electrocute does, it's like a CC effect. And that's exactly what I needed, because the one thing that I hate about the the Mercenary from a point, the crossbow to be specific, is that it shoots galvanic shards in a cone. But you see how the maps are once you get up into the higher echelons, it's not just in front of you. The enemies are everywhere. And the split second it took for me to reload, I could die. I could die from a on-death effect, a fire effect. I could die from anything. And I know a split second, it's not a big thing to what other people is. The monks, they can blink in a split second. The witches, the warlocks, or whatever the fuck they are, they got minions to protect them. Nigga, I don't. The Mercenary has no protection other than raw fucking damage because of the stat stacking ability. But yes, this is still here. I don't have this spec into anymore, because what I've noticed about what my boy Pork Chop is saying not to skill into is general nodes. The two-handed damage, it's not specific. It's not specific to what I'm trying to create. And neither is the elemental damage. Of course, I was running a Herald of Ash before. As my boy Pork Chop say, it's the Herald of Ass. And I can completely understand why. Because what I learned from him is what you're trying to do is what you need to do. And what you need to do is what you should build for. And what you should build for is what you should be specific on. Be specific. Don't generalize your build. And that is what I've learned. As you can see now, most of the stuff, the screenshot, let's go back to the screenshot. I had strength, some intelligence, but strength. And now it's not even strength. It's mostly dexterity and intelligence. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but there's a node that we're going to get to that the more intelligence I have, the more lightning damage I have. Yes, if you know what it is what it is. I'm not gonna go into the gems until we get to the items, but I just want to go onto the fucking skill tree. And he also pointed this out right here. Hunter's Talisman. I didn't even think this was necessary, because I'm thinking gear-wise, you could just get a belt. You could get a belt for this, for all charm slots. But because of my boy Pork Chop, I'm able to be resistant to a bunch of shit that I wasn't resistant on before. Charm slot is very helpful, by the way. Yeah. Dexterity, of course. Mark takes 10 increased damage. Of course, I use Voltaic Mark, but I don't use Voltaic Mark, the skill itself. I use Castle and Shock. We're not going to get into the specifics of this until we get to the items, to the skills part. And yes, I have Falcon Dive. My nigga, this skill is so fucking insane. This shit is so fucking insane. I don't even have no words for it because I seen this on Mobalytics. And I was like, holy shit, my nigga. If I have dexterity, and dexterity gives me accuracy, I can get more attack on speed, plus the HOA that my friend Claude gave me. Shout out to him. Yeah, man, like, I don't really stay on them. I don't copy shit from Mobalytics. I don't. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not saying you don't have to. I mean, you have to. But I'm just saying, me personally, I don't want to create content on other people builds, take their shit and say it's mine, and say, look at this Touch of Zeus build that I created from scratch. I don't rock like that way. It's fake and phony, and I don't want to be that type of content creator. But for the guy who had Falcon Dive on Mobalytics on his skill tree, I just want to thank him because I saw it and I was like, holy shit, that's insane. Of course, acceleration. I had this before. Let me make sure. Yes, I had it before. But I don't. It's because of the movement speed and even the skill speed. I was hesitant on it, but my boy Pork Chop, he said go. He said keep it. So I'm like, fuck it, we keeping it. And yes, the magnitude of shock, is insane. And what shock does? Shock increases the damage that an enemy takes. I don't know the specific percentage. But what this does, it increases the magnitude. So what that means is that the percentage of damage that they take is going to be increased. It's fire as fuck. And of course, mana regen, shit like that. I'm going to tell you why mana regen is important later on. And let's go up the skill tree. Of course, I still have my Herald. And if we look at this part, I did not have this shit skill into at all. If we go here, boom, my nigga, nothing. And the fact this shit gives me 25 dexterity. I want to spec into all of this shit, but the true defense is up top. So I chose not to because my nigga Pork Chop said not to. So yeah, of course I got the gems. This shit right here, Falcon Technique plus Falcon Dive. Bro, it's fucking insane. It's actually fucking insane. Let me actually show you a demonstration right quick of why Falcon Technique and Falcon Dive is insane. Look at this attack speed. Bro, you can't look at that. Fathom that, my nigga. Can you fathom that? I don't think you can. I don't think you can fathom that. Well, you probably can, but I can't fathom that because I've never had that attack speed before. Even when I had the HOA, my attack speed wasn't like that. The attack speed is so fast, it's to the point where sometimes I run out of mana. Well, not run out of mana. My mana, I can actually see the depletion of my mana. So yeah, man, let's just keep going up. As you can clearly see, dexterity, intelligence, that's it. Lightning damage, more maximum lightning damage. My boy Pork Chop, I'm a reference Pork Chop a lot. Because he wants to go by alias, but whatever. This gives me the maximum. So this probably insinuates that there's a cap for lightning damage. This gives you maximum lightning damage. So yeah, it's kind of self-explanatory. More dexterity, more intelligence. This is for a defense right here. This is where we get to the meat of the dilemma that I had. The dilemma that I had was strength gives me life, so I'm a spec into strength and dexterity. Dexterity for the accuracy for the evasion to evade attacks, and strength for life. But what my boy Pork Chop said, say fuck that shit. Just build intelligence so you can stack on mana. And when we get over here to where mind over matter, of course I don't have enough skill points, but that's the objective, to get mind over matter. So the more mana that I have, the more life that I have because of mind over matter. But right here we got energy shield because I use Grim Feast. Now that I have maximum energy shield, the problem that I had with Grim Feast and why my prior video with me optimizing this build, I did not want to use Grim Feast because I didn't know how to use it to its maximum potential. But because my passive tree is streamlined, optimized, I can use it to its maximum potential. Before, my energy shield would go up to like 500 maximum. Now it's double that. It's over 1,000. It's over 1,000. You know what I'm saying? And that's nice. And of course, it's not, you know, overfill like 10K. It's because I have cannibalism on it. So if the more I kill, the more life I regen. You know what I'm saying? So it's a balance between skills and the passive tree. Of course, I have ingenuity. This shit is fire. Not gonna lie. Of course, I have mana regen, dexterity, and this is the meat right here. This is the real where the real damage come from. The real lightning damage come from. Pure fucking power. 2 increased lightning damage per 10 intelligence. Fucking insane. And I want y'all to put this shit into perspective. If you look over here at my attributes, this is what POB says. I don't know what to believe, but this is what the game says. You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm nearly 600 dexterity. I remember prior couple hours into the stream, I was happy hitting 500. Now I'm about to hit 600. I remember when on this stream, I was happy to hit 250. Now I'm hitting 350 because I streamlined my gems to support the skill tree. So let's go back to PLB. Yeah, man. Let's go to the skills. Shock burst rounds, you already know. Ripwire ballista, you already know. Herald of Thunder, I don't have Herald of Ass anymore because it truly is ass. I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's ass. It was for.
It's not good for this situation.
Yeah, why is Herald of ass, man? Tell me why, bro. Let's get an in-depth explanation, man.
You got to show it in game. I got to look at it again, but because I don't use it.
Fuck it, I speak for him. Basically,
I'm pretty sure because we don't have lightning damage, right? We can't scale the damage like we can with lightning damage, right? So we got to go all in on lightning damage.
See, streamline. You got to streamline your build. And because Galvanic Charge, Emergency Reload, Plasma Blast, that's the main skill. Touch of Zeus, I touch him one time, bam. Voltaic Mark. Let me delete that shit because I use Cast on Shock. Instead of using Voltaic Mark, the skill itself, I use Conductivity. I just spam Conductivity. And because I have increased Curse Effect, I just spam that bitch. Next thing you know, minus 100 lightning resistance. You know what I'm saying? And just blast him down with Shock Burst. Blink. Blink is tailored towards my second weapon. I'm going to get into that. And Shield Charge is tailored to my second weapon. Let's go to items. Brimstone, Forlorn, Crossbow. I still have it, of course. The bow, it's nice. Not going to lie. But I need to find a bow with elemental damage. And not just elemental damage. I need projectile skills. I have not picked one up yet. I have not seen one yet. I'm talking about like a +5 or a +7. Those goes for divs, like two divs to 3 divs. I don't have that type of money. I'm a broke boy around these parts of town. But yeah, once I find a better bow, I'm probably gonna do even more damage. But for now, this is what's getting me through maps. Of course, I use Vortex. And yes, I bought a Warrior Invictus. If you don't see the short yet, I used the currency exchange on a divine orb and got 399 209, probably 399, 350 exalted orbs, and I bought a fucking Warrior Invictus. For the spirit, of course, because I was having spirit problems. My boy Porkchop said get one. So yeah, now I'm able to have most of my resistances covered and have enough spirit. Of course, Hoa. Yes, and energy shield. Of course, I have my Hoa.
biggest part of the More Invictus is the attribute scaling, right? It has a um,
5
an
increase.
effect on it that increases your total attributes.
Uh-huh.
And so with the stat stacking, right, it's huge because we built the passive tree in a way that it's actually going to, and it's very common for a gemline stat stacker, but in this case, right, we're using it for lightning damage. We're using it for attack speed, right? So uh, it's just really beneficial. It's a different way to do it, right? You don't have to follow the gemling stat stacker build. You can use that same kind of concept and apply it to a different weapon set.
Hmm. Application and malleability. That is what most of from the gear that I'm seeing that my boy Pork Chop is recommending me. That's the type of gear he's recommending me to. Things that are flexible that most people use, but instead use it for your purposes, which is he just stated attack speed and lightning damage. Of course, the whole entropy trail. Of course, my last boots was 35 increased movement speed, but that's all I was using it for. This has 20 dexterity, 33 intelligence, which is important, cold resistance, energy shield, and 30 increased movement speed. I don't even see the difference between 5%, 35%, and 30% because I have shield charge and blink. We got the stellar amulet stain, the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And of course, the dire, the rings. I use this because of dexterity and intelligence and elemental resistance. Um, this is because of dexterity and the lightning damage and the flat lightning damage. And of course, the elemental resistance. You know, ingenuity belt. This stuff is expensive. I'm not gonna lie, but what I'm seeing now is that people who don't have the bunch of divine orbs, you can just hopefully you get a divine orb from a drop. Use the currency exchange to get exalted orbs and use that to buy gear such as the engine. You could probably get a bricked ingenuity belt for like 200 exalted. You know what I'm saying? Because I bought this Warrior Invictus for 100 exalted, and it's not the best, but it was good for me. You see what I'm saying? You don't look at other people's shit, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't look at other people's shit. Don't look at other streamers' shit. Don't look at everybody else and say, this is what I want to do. You're not gonna do it, brother. You're not, bro. You're not, bro. If you pay attention to my ex, most people don't. But I thought I bricked my build. That's because I used a Herald of fucking Frost build. And the castle shock that I had, I used it for freeze. So instead of pure lightning, I was going lightning and cold, but the build would not work for me because I did not have the Witch Hunter Ascendancy, and I did not have any cold damage on my bow to freeze people to use the Herald of Frost. The Herald of Frost had cold the thing that gives you fucking infusion or some shit on your damage. Some shit like that. It will work to where you explode people with Herald of Frost, whatever the fuck it's called, and you would get lightning damage to proc the Herald of Thunder. The Herald of Thunder would give you cold damage to freeze, and it would become an endless cycle of freezing, exploding, lightning damage. But it wouldn't work for me, because I did not have cold damage on my bow. I couldn't freeze nobody. You see what I'm saying? So don't look at other people's shit, bro. That's all I'm gonna say. Find shit that works for you, or just have some fucking friends like I do to help you. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with asking for help. It's selfish for people who want to get their rocks off from helping you. You know what I'm saying? Those type of people you should look out for. Of course, I got every single jewel. Most of this is attack speed, lightning damage, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You could find fucking gems anywhere. Jewels, you know what I'm saying? You don't want to, you know what I'm saying, just copy my shit word for word because it's going to be hard to fucking find. We're not going to go into calculations this time. We're just going to go straight into my skill damage. And I think that's going to wrap up the video after we finish. The DPS on my shock burst is 42k. My stream, I was probably like 2 hours into stream. This was 29k. Herald of Thunder was around 8k. It's 10k. Galvanic Shards was 9k. It's 13k. Plasma Blast was 49k. 52k. Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Everything is fucking streamlined, bro. And I'm doing more damage now. I haven't even tested this. I have not even tested this yet. Well, I did test it, but I did not test me swapping around my jewels. Yes. Let's go to my second weapon. I use a shield. You don't have to. I use it for the spirit so I can blink. And yeah, that's it, bro. That's gonna be the end of the video. Pork Chop, you got anything you want to say, bro, before I end the video off, man?
It's not realistic to build up to what I'm saying here, right? So build up and use the ideas. You gotta just think with ideas and use the same kind of logic and maybe build something new, right? Because not everyone can play for, 4 hours a day and afford everything, right? So that's important. And the other big thing too is just, this isn't completely scaled, right? Like, there's obviously things that are worth like 30 divines, like controlled metamorphosis, that we don't have at this point, right? But for the point in time, right, it's a pretty good endgame build, and obviously it's not at the level that everyone else is at, but it's a realistic blue collar build, bro. It's a blue collar build.
Yes, bro. It is, man. If you enjoy, usually I don't say this at the end of my video, but if you like a nigga yapping about his build and how much help he needs, put that shit in the comments. Make sure you like, subscribe, party out, man.